Hello. Okay, welcome to science. We're talking about mixtures and solutions. I have a mixture here that I'll show you in a second, but we know that a mixture is anything that is two or more substances that are combined, right? Some mixtures are easy to separate. Some mixtures are a little bit more difficult to separate, right? But we can use physical properties to separate them. So let's talk about this mixture first. So let me show it to you. So I have a mixture of some nuts and some other little things in here. So I need to separate this mixture. Is this a mixture that is easily separated? Could I easily pick apart the pieces from here? I could, and I'm going to. So I'm gonna look at their color and their shape to quickly pick out all the snacks of the same color, and I'm gonna put them in little piles. So I think those are garbanzo beans maybe. So now I've got some almonds that I'm gonna put in a pile. So I can easily determine what the almonds are by their color and their shape and their size because I know the properties of almonds. Okay, next I'm gonna get these little, they look like maybe chickpeas, maybe corn, I'm not sure. But I'm gonna put all of them in a pile depending on what they look like. And then I'm gonna get these darker pieces of corn and put them in another pile. And then I put these little tiny pieces of corn in another pile. So I'm separating them by color and shape and size. And then those go in that pile. And then all that's left is these little guys right here, okay? So I've separated this mixture into all of its individual parts. And that was pretty easy, right? I just used the physical properties of color, shape, and size, okay? Now, who remembers what it's called when we have a mixture that something dissolves? What is that called? It's called a solution, right? In a solution, we have something that dissolves in something else, right? I could have a solution of a solid and water, and I could have a solution of a liquid and water, or two liquids or a solid and a liquid, right? So let's see what that looks like. I have 2 glasses of water here, and I have this liquid drink mix, and then I have this powdered drink mix that would be considered a solid. So if I open this drink mix, tear that open, and I start to, so if you look at it, let me show you what it looks like. Looks like this right here. So it's sugar and probably powdered lemon and some other things, right? So if I put this in the water, look what starts to happen. Look what happens. It's gonna start to dissolve, right? I'm gonna pour this in here. Right now I can still see the solid in the liquid, but soon it's going to all dissolve. So it's gonna change the chemical properties of that solid and liquid, right? Soon I'm not gonna be able to see little particles of sugar and lemon separated from the water. It's all going to be dissolved in here, okay? So I stir, 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 and now it is completely dissolved, and I'll show you the top of this spoon. Can you see that? There's no particles left in there. It's just the new solution, okay? Nice glass of lemonade for me. All right, so now we're gonna do the liquid. So the liquid is also going to create a solution with the water. So I'm gonna just squirt some of that in there. Okay, and as you can see, it distributes evenly, right? That's another thing about a solution is it distributes evenly throughout the liquid that it's dissolved in. Okay, so if we look at this, I don't see the individual drink mix separated from the water, do you? Nope, I don't see it. All I see is the new solution. So the way that I could separate these solutions would be to use what? Who remembers? Evaporation, right? I could pour this into a pot and I could add heat, and then that liquid is going to turn to a gas. So if I let it go, it's going to take a long time. But if I let it go, all the water will eventually evaporate, and all that will be left is the drink mix. It's going to look a little different than it did whenever I poured it in, but it's still going to be the drink mix. It will be the same substance that I started with, okay? And then all the water will have evaporated into the air, okay? So another example of 2 liquids that could make a mixture but is not necessarily a solution is oil and water, or oil and vinegar, right? Because those 2 things will not mix. I actually did not prepare that for this specific video, but if you wanted to do that, you could put them together, and at first they may seem a little bit mixed up, but if you let it sit for long enough, they'll separate into 2 layers, okay? And then I could scoop off the oil because the oil will be on the top, and I can scoop all that off, and I'll be left with the vinegar or the water, whatever I had on the bottom, okay? So it doesn't matter if it's solid and liquid, or liquid and liquid, or solid and solid, right? Any of those mixtures could be easy to separate or difficult to separate, right? A liquid and a solid can make a solution, a liquid and a liquid can make a solution, or with like soda, a liquid and a gas, right? That carbon dioxide could be in there, right? All right, thanks for watching, guys. You can do this at home. You can pick any snack mix that you have. I was just using this little mix of nuts and things in here. You could also put together some fruit snacks or some trail mix or anything like that, okay? All right, guys, thanks for watching.